What's up, you guys? This is Evolving Wisdom, and yes, I am here and I'm still evolving. Alright, you guys, I want to talk here about the 8th house. I know this is long overdue. I should have got this video out, but I'm getting it out now. There is more to come, you guys. Stay tuned. But at the moment, we're going to talk about 8th house and Saturn and the 8th house. But first, let's get a little bit into the 8th house. Let's just kind of go back over a review of what the 8th house is. Okay, so in the world of astrology, the 8th house is a representation of death, rebirth. A lot of people don't know this, but the 8th house also represents psych abilities. It actually represents the unconscious realm. Now, this only can occur when you have evolved in this 8th house energy, okay? This takes some time. Now, as a child, you may be very aware of, or not aware, I would say subconsciously, you understand the bad and the good of people. You can see that, especially as a child. But as you evolve and go through more life experience, you see it to the depths of it. It's almost as if this 8th house energy can have access to other realms other than what they call the 3D realm. Okay, so the 8th house, like I said before, is all about death, rebirth, bonds, creating sexual bonds, creating sexual understanding. That is where through this energy, through this 8th house energy, the gifts that this 8th house holds, there is a lot of transformation that transpire, and you do a lot of the transformation through experiencing sex, experiencing love, experiencing death of relationships. It's not always death of like someone's dying, or you're losing someone. It's a way in what we call letting go. Okay, understanding how to let go, and understanding that there's an ending to that cycle in your life. Okay, that is death, and that is very, very painful for an 8th house person, especially if you have your moon, Pluto, and Saturn in this energy. It's just Saturn alone. Okay, because Saturn is all about understanding what you need to do on your own. Okay, it's all about understanding, like I said before, understanding what you need to do on your own, understanding consequences of your actions. Okay, if you guys see me looking down, just rock with me. I have so much information. I did a lot of writing down, so yeah, I wanted to get this out, but I was just like, I'm one of those people who like to be very thorough when I do things. I have a lot of information to give, so I want to get off into the energy that I have pulled from this 8th house. I do have Saturn in this 8th house as well as Pluto, so I'm very, very aware of this energy. I'm under a very much understand. I have evolved a lot from this energy. Okay, but when you have Saturn in this house, there is the energy, the karmic energy that is coming in for you to understand that you have to do certain things on your own. Okay, so the 8th house also, to me, it represents also family. Now, I know the 7th house represents relationships and family ties and things, but I also think that the 8th house does have some elements in there that deals with that. But the 8th house is primarily dealing with is primarily dealing with bonds. It's primarily dealing with sex. It's primarily dealing with death. And death does not always have to be someone who actually dies. Someone who actually has passed on to the other realm. It's actually just understanding, letting go. Because the 8th house person most likely has some issues with letting go. Okay? It's very difficult. It's difficult because we have created a very strong spiritual bond with this person or these people. So it's not easy. And the 8th house person who is very dominant, has a lot of planets in this house, have to understand that there is something, especially if you have Saturn in there, because that's what this video is mostly about, is Saturn in the 8th house. Okay, that there is something you have to do on your own. Okay, it's something you have to obtain and gather the information on your own this lifetime. Okay. Now the 8th house can also, because I don't hear this spoken about a lot. Okay, I can't find too much information anywhere about it. Okay, so this is a lot of things that I have understood and researched and read about, that the 8th house deals with the subconscious. That's why a lot of people that has this energy can really see people for who they are. Okay, it's a gift. It's just what it is, because we understand, like, almost like the human's purpose, the human's experience. You know, I believe that we are reincarnated here, not once, not twice, but several times, you know, over centuries and centuries of being reincarnated. Okay, a lot of times we are reincarnated because there's still something that our spirit wants to understand, our spirit wants to evolve in or grasp. Okay, now this can go so deep, but I don't want to get off track, because there's like so much I want to talk about with that aspect of it being reincarnated, but we're gonna stick to what we need to be talking about right now. But we understand that. But the thing is that we can see, when we sit down and we talk to someone, or we come encounter with an individual, we really understand, like, their purpose. Okay, but this is a very evolved 8th house energy. Someone who has this Saturn in their chart here. But to get more into, like, what is the 8th house, I'm going to read some things that I wrote down. Okay, so I put the 8th house represents the need to find emotional security and soul security. The sexuality associated with this house is prompt, not merely by its extent, but also by a need to experience an ultimate emotional security through merging with another person. People also, or should I say many persons or many people, also attempt to gain the feeling of security by achieving power and influence over the other person, or through financial dealings. Because the 8th house energy also, especially when you have this Saturn in there, or you just a very dominant 8th house energy, okay? Your sex is like the shit, okay? It's just let's just be honest with you. Because you possess that energy. I always call it the Gaia energy, which Gaia represents to me is the universe, like the earth, the nature, okay? I feel like I possess her energy during sex, okay, which is infinite. We can really make others, our sexual partners, see the beauty, see the healing, see the connection during sex. And if you're on the dark side of that 8th house energy, if you're unbalanced, you can manipulate people with that energy, okay? You're almost like a sex goddess, especially as a woman. And there's men also, very well, can be very much of a sex goddess. It's not just that basic type of, oh, he just knows how to F, or she just knows. No. It's a deep spiritual connection we give to our partners, because that's what that 8th house is all about. It's about the spirit. It's about the unconscious realm. Hey, it's about connecting to other realms of spirituality, understanding that there is other realms out here, and we can see beyond that. Okay, it's all about the magic and occultism. Okay, get some more notes that I wrote down here. You know, and I said this before too. It's like, and I know this is almost like, yeah, right, like, how can you see, how can you understand, like, it's almost like you understand the purpose of life. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, because I still understand that I have a lot to learn. That I'm like, I mean, come on, I'm a very young woman here, and I understand and I know that, but it's almost like I'm coming so close to really understanding, like, the purpose, like the whole meaning. Like, everybody has their experience, and I'm so thankful for this 8th house energy, because it's very intense. And not to mention that it's ruled by Scorpio. Okay, it's ruled by Scorpio energy. And if you don't know, Scorpio energy, which is the 8th house, is the 8th house. Scorpio rules the 8th house. Okay, Scorpios are very intense, and I'm not talking about the Scorpios that are have their sun in Scorpios. Okay, that's another story. Now, I know the sun amplifies that Scorpio energy, but I feel like the more intense Scorpios are the Scorpios that have the moon in there. Okay, because this is actually the soul's purpose. So how the person deals with emotions, and how they view life, and how their approach to life is your moon energy. So a lot of times these people are very, very intense. And then you have your 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio, and you have that Saturn that's sitting in Scorpio. It's very, very intense, and that's why a lot of times that 8th house that has that Saturn sitting in there, and that energy, they're seeking out experiences or energy or life lessons that they're going to learn from. That's what the soul needs. It wants to evolve. It wants to evolve. It wants to evolve in a way where they're understanding human language spirit-wise, spiritually. So they come encounter with people. People have this Saturn in this 8th house, and they're understanding like their true energy and what they're here, and they can see past that false as veil. Like they really see, like, okay, don't come with me with that bullshit. Don't come telling me you this and you telling me you're that, when I understand that that is not even your purpose, and that is really not who you are. You're just doing that shit. Okay, it's just like the video I did with the Pluto in that in the 8th house. Like and then if you have Saturn in his 8th house with Pluto, like, come on, you see that shit. You see when people are full of bullshit, or you see when people are trying to manipulate, because we run that realm. We understand love. Even love, even if love is coming through as anger, hate, upset, we understand that language very well. Okay? So let me get my other notes here, because I want to talk about a little bit what I wrote about Saturn. Okay, so Saturn shows us darkness. It shows us darkness, okay? It shows us darkness through people. It shows us darkness through self, okay? And this is how that 8th person evolves. It evolves through understanding darkness, and that's another reason why I'm always saying that I work with dark energy. When I say I work with dark energy, you guys don't think that I'm saying I work with just evil. Darkness is not always fucking evil, you guys. Not so whatsoever. We need this. You need people out here like me who work with fucking darkness, because how the fuck you think a lot of you guys are going to get out of this shit that you're in, or you have put yourself in? You need someone who has been there, who has seen the darkness, who understand it and understand you. Okay? But Saturn tests your faith. Saturn tests your energy, okay? And I put here, I said Saturn's approach to faith is not as easy as it is. It takes away the crutches. It shows us darkness, impossibility, certain defeat. Then Saturn asks, do you still have faith? Again, this faith has nothing to do with religion. It is faith in life, in oneself, in our dreams and visions, in our ideals. Okay? It is faith in the ideal that we have a destiny. And only if those visions can stand alone, unassisted, in the face of absolute impossibility, can we say that we truly have faith. Because that's what Saturn is about. Especially when you have it in that 8th house. It's like you have to understand how to stand alone. Maybe in other past lifetimes, you have depended on other people and gave away your energy. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, that is what it is. You gave away a lot of your power in other lifetimes. And this time it's here. That Saturn is placed in that 8th house to show you that you have the power alone. And you don't have to depend on other people to build you up. Okay? It is time for you to build up others. It is time for you to build up yourself, because you alone always have that energy. Saturn is not an energy that plays. It teaches you lessons. It teaches you about the darkness. It teaches you about self. It teaches you about history. I mean, I'm sorry, not history. It teaches you about humans. It teaches you about the spirit. It shows you that just along with yourself, just having faith and believing in yourself, that anything is possible. Okay? And that's why that Saturn is placed there. It's like these are your psychs. These are your healers. These are your motivators. Okay? You guys just have a big life fucking purpose. It's a lot of dark energy you guys go through. Especially if you guys go back and watch my video, my Pluto video, especially if you have Pluto in this house. Okay? You guys go through a lot. And it's all for a purpose. You have to understand your purpose this lifetime, so you can help others come up out of this dark, or just help yourself. Everybody's not meant to help everybody else, okay? And maybe just you need to evolve your spirit, okay? Because your spirit has been relying on other people, knowledge, and other people's giving. It's almost like you have not been relying, but you have been giving away your power. You have been giving away your energy in other lifetimes. You've been building other people up. And I kid you not, and I bet you it's a lot of you guys who come in encounter with relationships where it's codependent. And most of the time that person depends on your energy. That person depends on your confidence and you to build. You're building them up. You know, so there's a lot of times you get into relationships where you feel bound to that person, to help them, to build them up, to help them grow. And at the same time, you're depleting yourself. Okay? So, yeah. Let me see what else I wrote here. Saturn is often symbolized by the Hermit, which is a very appropriate image. This is the planet of solitude. Wherever it lies in the birth chart, we find an area of life in which we must act alone. And I was just saying that, and I put that on there. I remember some of this. I got so much notes, you guys. So come on, like rock with me here, okay? In an area where self-sufficiency is everything, an area in which we can count on no one but ourselves. Okay? So when you got 8th house in this energy, you got 8th house, and that's why I say I feel like 8th house has a lot to do with family, relationships. It's just this, because I know a lot of times people say the 7th house has a lot to do with relationships and bonding, and through that, not bonding, but just relationships and the family aspect. But I also do think the 8th house has a lot, but it's on a whole deeper level here. It's on a whole deeper level. It's really about you really just coming into who the fuck you are and what's your fucking purpose here, so you can evolve and grow and help. I really feel like the 8th house energy is really all about going through the darkness and helping others come up out of it, because you done been through that. And then like Saturn, with Saturn placed in that 8th house, it's all about transformation. It's all about solitude. It's all about doing this shit on your own, because you got the power alone to do it on your own. I'm sorry, you guys, that if the sun is going down, it's like probably getting darker, but I'm outside and I'm like real chill, you guys. So I put the 8th house person is here to connect with the soul. Its purpose as we evolve, we're truly to get to see, to understand our spirits wants to experience this lifetime, and we also evolve here. I don't know what the heck I was writing there. I'm going to talk about the dysfunctions of having Saturn in the 8th house, okay? Or just having Saturn in any house, but mainly the dysfunctions of the things that can transpire with this energy in this house. But at the same time, you guys, this is really, I'm gonna be honest, this is for every level. Even if you are spiritually advanced, this is a lot of dark energy. I don't think people really understand this. Like Saturn, Pluto, and Mars alone are just really dark energy, okay? So it can bring on a lot of depression, a lot of coldness. Sometimes these people can be distant, okay, not want to deal with other people because it's too much energy, it's too much emotions, it's too much taken on, okay? Unresponsiveness, time serving, dragging on, lack of imagination, suppression of emotion, materialism, okay? Because it's almost like this person, you have been through it all. And a lot of times it's to not continue to go through this journey, or to not to continue to feel this energy, you guys hide your emotions. And Scorpios do that just on its own. And to have it in this 8th house with that Saturn in there, it really amplifies that energy. It really amplifies that energy, not wanting to express or not wanting to open yourself up to true love. But that is your purpose. You are here to understand and to involve yourself spiritually when it comes to bonding through sex. I'm not just saying with anyone, okay? It really needs to be a very spiritual, deep connection. But all of the work, all the self-work, all the self-healing, all of the just a lot of these things that you have to do on your own. It's something you have to understand and do this time on your own. You cannot rely on a significant other, because a lot of times this 8th house person, we look for other people to be bonded with. We that's what it's about. We yearn for that intense. We yearn for that bond. Because we know that is what the spirit is here for. We know we know that's what the spirit is here for, but we forget that we also can give that to ourselves. Okay? And it's almost like this is your lesson. Like, learn how to bond with yourself. Give yourself that infinite love, so you can attract that. Not just attract, but that is going to come to you through you giving it to yourself. It's like, I really wish you guys could understand like what sex really is for this 8th house Saturn energy. Even this Pluto energy is really a very occult, I may say like a cult type of, like a magical type of energy. It's like really deep, and we just cannot give ourselves away to, we can't just give ourselves away to anyone. It doesn't work. We won't gather what we need. We will not get that energy. We will not get that feeling or that emotional need that we are yearning from just by going around doing it with anyone. Okay, even if you are in a marriage or a partner and you're not spiritually connected, or that person is not spiritually advanced, it's a waste of time. But that's part of your lesson, to understand that. Stop wasting your time on fuck girl energy or fuck boy energy, whatever the case is. Okay, all right. But some good functions of this energy is the development of self-discipline, the development of self-respect, the development of faith in one's destiny, and making peace with our solitude, with fucking being alone. Everybody's doesn't need like 5,000 friends. Because I get this a lot, especially with a lot of my family. Like, why you don't got no girlfriends? Or why you only got that one friend? That's all I need. That's all I need. I don't like all that different energy around me, all these different personalities, all these undercover fake friends. I don't need that. That's not everybody's purpose. I really sit on a throne by my fucking self. I don't yearn for that. Okay? Because this type of Saturn in this 8th house, or this Pluto in this 8th house, we need people around us that are going to be like family. I don't call people my friends. If you are in my life and you in my circle, I'm gonna ride and die for you. Like, no fucking joke. It's like I got your back, but you gotta be like my fucking sister, like my brother. It can't be like, oh, that's my friend, because I ain't gonna care. It's like, I need that bond. I need to be comfortable, like overly comfortable with you, like, you know, telling you about some personal shit that I wouldn't just tell just somebody I call my friend. You gotta be like my family. Okay? That's that very intense energy. That's that Scorpio energy coming in. That's that Saturn energy coming in. Like, I need that deep love from friendship. Because that's what I offer. I offer that ride or die, what they call that ride or die, but that's like that real. I'm like that real. That Saturn person is that real ride or die. Like, we got you. We got you in no return. But in return to that, that's like a king or a queen sitting on that throne. Like, with all this loyalty, with all this respect, you're going to have to earn that shit. Because my energy, it comes with no limit. It comes with no limit. So I just don't let anybody in my energy like that. Why? Because I see beyond that. I see people for what their true intentions are. Okay? I say though, when this Saturn 8th house energy, when they're younger, they get themselves into a lot of energy where they're connecting with people who truly don't love the same way they love, or don't care about them the same way that they care about them. It's like almost like you got your own world fantasy going on in your head, and that's not even the fucking reality of things. And as you get older, you start seeing that. And a lot of people will have to die in your life. Not literally, like, not physically, okay? I'm not saying like they gotta die. You guys are not gonna kill nobody. I'm saying like you may have to depart from them. Okay? It's all about it's not like you just have to sit in the house and be alone by yourself, but it's just learning about endings, learning about transformation. Okay, that's what the spirit is here. It's transformation, but the 8th house person goes through it more. Especially when you got the Saturn sitting in that energy, and they go through transformation a lot more than others. And they kind of eventually become addicted to it, because they end up seeing like, wow, I went through all that extra shit, but look where I'm at now. Like, wow, I kind of like this transformation. But you become kind of addicted to it, like when it's Pluto and Saturn and what was it? Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune was transitioning or retrograding into the planet. I was geeked. I was up. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go through some transformation. What's up? I'm ready. I was ready, and I'm still ready. But it's just like a very this is my energy. I'm used to this dark type of what other people will call kind of chaotic, because I see people going crazy out here, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I just traveled over the weekend. I seen people jumping out their cars, ready to fight. We had a tornado. It's just a lot of energy, but also, too, I found beauty in that energy, okay? Found beauty in that energy. And that's what it's about. You just become more calm and more peaceful in your energy as you see this placement for what it is, as you see your spirit for what it is, because that's what this energy is about, is really understanding the life cycles that you have been through. Okay, you start seeing what your spirit is here to do. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I want to bring up here. Okay, so I wrote, whatever house Saturn is in, it is there that one can express stability, structure, deep satisfaction, and meaning in life. In this area of life, one must work and take on responsibility and accept pressure as a necessary molding of one's character. This house invariably represents a field of experience that is especially important to that person. The 8th house, the sum and all of the 8th house person is very, very aware of life. Okay? And I think a lot of times people, I feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that I kind of understand a little bit more about the key of life, or like what we're here for, because, you know, people usually translate understanding more about life with oldness, like, oh, they've been here for 80, 100 years or 80 years. It's like, like, the soul is old. I don't, just because I'm young in age now doesn't mean my soul hasn't been here from centuries and centuries. I'm an old spirit, okay? I'm an old spirit. I know that. I've been here. I done this shit, okay? And I do understand a lot more about life. I feel like there is more. I want to learn. I want to keep growing. Okay, but I have a big major key of life kind of figured out. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. But I only learned that by going through the darkness and understanding that pain of death, understanding that pain of transformation. I never physically, and that's why I always say, like, a lot of times people like, okay, the 8th house is about death, rebirth, and this and stuff. It does not always mean that that person has experienced a lot of death, because I haven't, to be honest with you, I have not experienced any type of death of a person dying that I was close to. Not saying I would never experience that. I'm just saying, as of now, as of who I am at this moment, I have never experienced that, but I have experienced a lot of death of relationships, like endings to relationships that was very painful, almost like death itself, which it was, because these people, like the 8th house, the Saturn is 8th house, and we hold on for fucking dear life. And I don't mean for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I mean years and years and years to come. Okay, it's like once we connect with we make a deep bond, especially with our mates, especially with family members we have grew up with, it's almost impossible. It has to be a very clear, grounded 8th house Saturn or Pluto energy that brings themselves up out of that and really see the whole picture of it. And that's what you're here for. It's okay to be alone. Learn to be with yourself. Learn to understand yourself. Learn how to do things and support yourself and have faith by yourself. You don't need to like get motivation from other people. You got it all within you. Okay, you really do. That's why that Saturn is placed there. You really have it all. I'm not saying that it's not okay for you. Don't seek out talking to people and, you know what I mean, and telling them how you feel about whatever situation you're dealing with. But it's just like, it all really it's lying within you. Okay, it just takes you to understand, like, okay, why did I go through that? Why am I keep going through that? Or why is these people treating me this way? And I'm showing them all this love, and I'm bonding, like, I love them deeply. Like, this love, this 8th house person is like no other love that you ever will experience, unless it's from another 8th house energy. And these people who we come encounter with, whether it's family or relationships, they feel it, they see it. It is very deep. It is very deep, especially if it's a sexual partner that we have bonded with. And we do not bond with we do not bond with everyone the same. Okay, especially when it comes to sex. Okay, it takes a really special energy, and most likely it is a karmic energy, somebody we have dealt with before. I have dealt with a relationship that lasted for many of years because of the sexual bond, and that's all it was. It was just sexual bond, but that sexual bond was so fucking deep that it was hard for me to break from that energy. But I had to understand that that's all it fucking was, and I need more. I'm too fucking spiritually advanced to just go off of just a sexual bond. I need more. My spirit evolved from that. And this was like way in my I met this individual in my early 20s and spent almost 11 years with this energy. Okay, and it was because of that sexual bond. And I knew this person. I knew this person. Or I realized that some years ago that I knew this person from another lifetime. Because I always kind of got the like maybe this person was like my child in a way. Because I fed them confidence. You know, I fed them confidence. I fed them what they needed to prosper. Because every time they got, or they were around me or in my presence, they prospered. Okay, they gained something, but I wasn't. I was just, well, I won't say that. I was gaining something. I was gaining a life lesson. I was gaining, yeah, I was gaining, and I don't regret that relationship at all. It was a very, very, very I evolved a lot. I evolved a lot through that relationship, and I evolved by understanding who I was. It was all about me learning who I was. So I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for that. Okay, it was just something that I had carried over from past life, and it was time for me to evolve from that, and I had to go through that pain and that hurt, because it was very difficult of just finally letting go. Even when you see toxic shit, when you just know this person is really toxic as fuck, you still just like, that fucking emotional bond is fucking toxic. But you guys, if you have this placement, if you have Pluto, if you have Saturn in the 8th house, it's something you need to learn how to do on your own. Something you have to grasp in solitude. Okay, everybody doesn't need 15, 30, 100 family members around them constantly. That's not your journey. That's not for everybody. It's kind of your purpose to kind of fucking cut people off. It's kind of your purpose to dead that energy, to transform, to evolve. Okay? Alright, so I think I'm going to end this here. There is a lot of information. The next video for my 8th house energy will be about the moon in this 8th house. Okay? Like I said, I'm very well versed on this 8th house energy. I know it very well. I think it's not spoken about very deeply as I'm going to be speaking about it. Okay, I think that it is overlooked a lot. I think the 8th house, and I think the 12th house, I think we're gonna get into that, but I think the 12th house, I think that's so fucking another level, whole nother level, that people can't even really explain that shit. But the 8th house, I really feel like I have kind of grasped a lot of energy of how to explain this, but it's still way deeper. It's still way deeper. I think these people who have evolved from these life lessons and understand that their purpose are very, very, very wise individuals. wise individuals, very wise individuals, almost like not almost, a lot of you are shamans. A lot of you are shamans, very old souls here, okay? All right, you guys, I'm going to end it here because I can go on and on and on and on, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up, okay? All right, you guys, this is Evolving Wisdom. And yes, booze, I'm still here and I'm still evolving.